Hey, good evening. Welcome to another edition of the Bachelor News Radio Show. Thank you for joining us this Monday. You could have been doing any other thing, but you decided to check in with us. We love you and appreciate you. As always, 646-929-0130, the number to get in touch with us. Press 1 to get on the line. You can hit us up on Facebook at Pad Nation, on Pad Nation 2, on Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram. Hit us there as well. Podcast later on the Bachelor Pad Radio Network.com, the Bachelor Pad Network.com. A lot to get to. Coming up a little later, we'll talk with Jim Williams from Apple News. Going to talk about Cory Booker stepping out of the presidential race, look at the field, and get some updates there. We'll turn to sports a little later to Nick Anastas of Anastas Media, and UMass Lowell basketball joins us to recap and preview the NFL and other topics. Mike Patton, sports columnist for the Nashville Voice, joins us to talk about the Titans' run to the AFC Championship game, look at the other NFC Championship game, and preview the College Football Championship game tonight between Clemson and LSU. First, I want to go to my first guest and appreciate him coming on. This is his first appearance here on the show. He is the owner of Drip Nation Investors. He is Carl Wilkins Jr. And Mr. Wilkins, it's a pleasure to have you on the Bachelor News Radio Show. LA Bachelor here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, everybody out there in Radio Land. LA, thank you for the opportunity to be on the show. I'm definitely excited to hopefully share some nuggets that can empower some people that are listening. So thanks for the opportunity, LA.
Absolutely. We appreciate you coming on. I want to start with your vision, because I always believe without vision you will fail. So you have to have absolutely. You have to have a vision to do anything, but in particular business. So how did you start? What was the vision of Drip Nation? How did you get started, and why did you start it?
How can I say this? Thank you again for the opportunity, LA. As you stated, without a vision, or I like to say without a plan, we fail for having a lack of plan or vision. How I originally got started, I grew up in a family that taught hard work. My father, a welder by trade, mother nurse by profession. So I grew up, I would say, in a pretty middle-class family where me and my brother, we lived a really good life growing up. But what I saw in my father, he's still living by God's grace, was a phenomenal work ethic. And what I began to realize as I've gotten older and, came into adulthood and, seeing my mother and father work the traditional 9 to 5, in my heart, I never had a blueprint of what entrepreneurship looked like. I did not grow up in an entrepreneurship family. Even though there are entrepreneurs in my family, I never saw it from the home front. So I would say about 2 years ago, Drip Nation Investors was produced. It's a vision given by God to literally impact families all across the world, really helping to empower them to come into a place of ownership financially. So literally, Drip Nation Investors, who we are and what we do, we are an educational platform. I'm really, really big on education. Someone listening may agree or disagree. I wouldn't say so much traditional education. I do believe that there are some holes in our educational system. That's another topic. However, Drip Nation Investors, we provide the education that a lot of people may not have knowledge about, such as the foreign exchange market, such as cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, some things and information and topics that seemingly are avoided because of a lack of knowledge. But it is truly an opportunity for you to really become wealthy. So Drip Nation Investors, our purpose is to really provide the education. I was actually talking with a friend of mine today. I said, if you were to get a degree in engineering, you would get it so that you can get a job as an engineer. I said, so if you have a desire to become an investor or learn the markets or learn how to trade stocks and cryptocurrency, you need to enroll into an education platform, get the information, get the knowledge, and then begin to apply. I think sometimes because we may not have an understanding, sometimes we can run away from maybe what was not taught. So I'm definitely pleased to be the CEO and founder of Drip Nation Investors, and hopefully through what we're going to share today, LA, someone can actually have a better understanding of what does it mean to be an entrepreneur and how they can begin to start investing.
You know, you said a lot of things I want to touch on, and it's interesting. You know, Chris Rock said the best way to hide information of black folks is in a book, and
man, don't stop
it.
Man.
And you know, when you think about it, it makes a lot of sense, and in the sense that I call them Europeans aren't so eager to give us the knowledge we need, not only to be self-sufficient and self-employed and get out of that quote employee mindset, but they also do it because they want to corner the market, if you will. You know, it's not just, I would think, trades and stock, but also real estate and other investments. So
right.
How do you convince those, us, at least in particular, that you that you don't have to be, an employee, that you can have a vision, that you can open your own business, whatever that be. But in particular, being an entrepreneur in a situation as yours, in the field as yours, where you can actually, make money and invest and make money on a short term and a long term. How do you convince people to say, "Oh man, I'm going to my job. I ain't gonna be doing that. It's never gonna work."
When you say convince, I'm just not the kind of guy that's going to do that. Now, what I will do, because I do understand, and I don't want to get too deep into this, because we can maybe say this for another radio show, we're dealing, brother, with hundreds of years of slavery. Like, I'm talking mentality, okay? So if everything that you have, own, drive, or have, now, I want you guys that are listening just to be open-minded. If everything that you have has been given from a place, now granted you went to work, granted you earned it, you clocked in, you applied yourself for that particular job. There's nothing wrong, and I was sharing with you yesterday, there's nothing wrong with having a 9-to-5, but I believe it is a 9-to-5 mentality. And sometimes, for those of you that are listening, sometimes it takes things happening in your career and in your profession to kind of awaken the entrepreneur in you. For example, you may have a book that you want to write, a song that you want to produce, but sometimes when there's a level of comfort, you've never had to go full force with your idea or concept, there's a level of complacency that happens. So when you talk about convincing, listen, there's no way I can convince you of your goals and dreams. There's no way that I can convey that your children and your spouse are very important to you. Only you can do that. So for me, LA, when I think about entrepreneurship and what it's provided me and my family, it took us out of having a guarantee, quote unquote. Okay. And it caused us to have to be willing to bring the vision to pass. So to convince someone that entrepreneurship, that they can be successful, first of all, you have to really believe in yourself. Excuse me. First, you have to really believe in your heart that you can do it, right? So I like to think like this. If you did not have a 9-to-5 job, what would you do? What idea do you have in your heart that you want to do, but your reason for not doing it is, I got to go to work. I got to go to work. See, this is what I know. What will happen if we're not careful? And I love and respect my father. He's almost 70 years old. My father built a great career as a welder in the shipyard here in Virginia. But what I will say is this, had my father knew about entrepreneurship or had been taught in his home, I truly believe that he would have done things different in this season in his life. So if you're working 20, 30, 40 years, there's nothing wrong with that. but you have to think about the future. Okay, everything that I'm doing, first of all, do I own it? All right? Or is my income solely determined on an employer? And if that is the case, you really have to search within yourself if you're willing to do what it takes and willing to do what's necessary to really accomplish your own personal goals. So this is not about so much about investing in what I'm saying right now, but whatever your goal may be. But it does require hard work ethic. It does require consistency. You have to believe in your dream while people are seeing if you're going to last. And, you're going to go through a season of, people, well, what is he doing? What is she doing? What is that all about? And you really have to just have a determined mind and have a vision for your family.
But you're also going to get some family members and friends that'll say you can't do it too, right? And that they might, some might inquire,
yeah.
But some are one. We've seen that family and friends can be our worst enemies sometimes because whether they're stuck in their own way or stuck in a rut, or they're just maybe envious. So, but family will hurt us the worst sometimes.
Let me talk about that family part. See, listen, you're really pulling me here, brother. The family part, LA, this is what I had to realize. My entrepreneur goal, I had to have this revelation God gave me. God said, Carl, is Walmart, Target, Harris Teeter, every Fortune 500 company, who do they target? I said, well, everybody. Exactly. Until you are willing to get out of the familiarity of family, you will not be successful in business. And literally, bro, when I had that revelation, my entire mentality changed and my business exploded. Because I had a revelation that, Carl, what you offer people, first of all, you're giving value. So for the person that says, I'm interested in learning how to make money trading within the market. Maybe I don't have an understanding about what the heck trading in the market is all about, but I'm interested. Carl, you're providing them education in a $5.3 trillion industry called foreign exchange that if they apply themselves, I had a revelation, LA, because I know the value that I bring, I can't convince them. I can't convince them to want to earn income that's unlimited within the market. So family and friends, brother, listen, it took me about a couple months to realize that revelation, and literally I actually found that connecting with people that I have to build genuine, authentic relationships with, it works better because there's no time, there's no feelings. It's we connect, but it's business, and I'm really the only way. And if you talk with any entrepreneur, as you stated, like family and friends, brother, that's like waiting on child support. You'll probably become a skeleton by the time you get paid. that's just really not something I personally, I had that frustration in the very beginning, just being transparent. Like, okay, I love my brother. I have two brothers. I respect them highly, but they don't see the vision. Okay, Carl, so what are you going to do? Are you going to stop? Are you going to keep going? And then I had to realize, okay, if you stop, you're going to prove them right. If you keep going, it's not about proving them wrong, but you at least make a point to yourself that I can follow through with the vision that I have, regardless of their opinion.
And sometimes we have to encourage ourselves, as you know. So, and once we encourage ourselves, we're in a better position. If you're just joining us, we're talking with Carl Wilkins Jr., owner of Drip Nation, right here on the Bachelor News Radio Show. If you have questions, hit us up 646-929-0130, or on Facebook at Pad Nation, Twitter at Pad Nation 2. I know you short on time, so I want to spend the rest of the time on Drip Nation. Tell the people how they get started in Drip Nation. Is it an investment? And if so, what goes into that? What do you do? What do you teach them, or all of that?
Okay, man, listen, I've been waiting to tell this part. I'm so excited. So, literally, just to give you guys a quick backdrop, if you were to desire to learn, let's say the stock market, okay? The stock market is $22 billion in income per day. The foreign exchange, which is the forex market, is the euro for the Canadian dollar. It's the world's economic system, all right? Major banks, you and I, we're considered retail traders. In other words, you know, none of us have the level of capital that the banks have, but we can trade in the market with $100 to $300. So you don't need a lot of money to put into the market to grow your trading account successfully. So Drip Nation investors, I don't know if you guys know, other foreign exchange trading companies, they start at $9,300 to give you the education on the market. And the reason why those prices are there is because when you learn how to trade in the market, now past results, of course, do not guarantee future profits, but you have the potential to earn multiple seven figures doing this less than 2 years. So it's worth $9,300. However, you know, dealing with sometimes minorities, you know, or whoever you may be talking to, depending on their mentality, they may not see the value because of maybe the price point. So Drip Nation investors, literally for $234, we provide you over 100 educational videos, the history of the foreign exchange, what is cryptocurrency, what is Bitcoin, for $234. And that gives you access to our online educators that you can study from. And literally, we even provide you trade ideas. All right, guys, let's trade gold versus the U.S. dollar. All right, guys, let's trade the Canadian for the Japanese yen. Like, literally, we provide you 3 nights a week. We send out alerts in a Telegram group. Now, of course, we teach you to trade responsibly and to use proper risk management. That's key. But we provide you trade ideas 3 nights a week. So even if you're brand new and you're listening, you say, Carl, I would love to learn how to trade in the market. I've been interested in learning how to trade Bitcoin and cryptocurrency and the foreign exchange market, but I never knew of an education platform that could teach me. Ladies and gentlemen, for $234, you get full access to the educational platform. So when I saw, you know, our price point, what we're offering, I said, you know, this makes sense for us to charge people this, because when I saw what the industry was asking for, we made it where it's affordable, where everyday people that desire, just like if you were to go to, you know, a real estate school, you know, that class is typically $300 plus for the course. So this is no different. You're enrolling into an online educational platform to get state-of-the-art education on a market that has the potential to help you earn 6 and 7 figures in income just through trading. And being that the market is open 24/5, you can trade in the market around your own time schedule. So there is no one that can say they don't have time, because the market is open 24/5, and you're going to do everything from your cell phone, and you'll learn that through our educational platform. So, yep, $234 for the education.
So just to play advocate, a couple of questions. Actually, a couple came in, but what's the difference between what you're doing and say, you know, well, let me backtrack. What would you say to people who feel like it's sort of a pyramid or Ponzi type thing? I mean, and is it residuals when people get started?
Now, I think we spoke about this yesterday, brother, and I thoroughly enjoyed our convo yesterday. A pyramid, it is actually, this is not bashing a job, it's a job, it's a model of a business. You know, you have the CEO, you know, you have the CFO, CMOs, you have the employees, right? So a pyramid is nothing wrong with an actual pyramid. It's an actual business model. It's actually, it is a legal operation. Now, a pyramid scheme is when you're placing money into some type of program, and literally the products and services that are supposed to follow through or deliver are not operable, and you're constantly being billed a subscription that's not yielding you any advantage in your life. So to me, that is a Ponzi scheme. And like we said yesterday, Ponzi schemes, you know, that's something that would get you caught up in the law. Right. So what we're providing, just from the educational standpoint. We're providing education. Now, the residual income, that is not something that I really discuss because that is not the purpose of them becoming a part of Drip Nation Investors. The purpose of them becoming a part of the education is to just learn the skill set, to just learn the industry of Forex and cryptocurrency, to at some point soon be able to learn the market successfully. So that's the purpose of our education platform.
Angel in Durham asked, what's the difference between what you do and going online on YouTube and getting the same type of information in terms of trading and all of those things?
Okay. Hey, Angel. Thank you so much for listening. That question is very easy to answer. I know people personally. I'm not laughing at the person, but you know, sometimes when you share with people information, you know, everyone's trying to do everything for free. Go to YouTube, I get it. But the problem with YouTube is they don't teach you risk management. Okay? They're not going to provide you the education on stop loss. What is a stop loss? That allows you to protect your account balance so that you do not blow your trading account. So when you enroll into Drip Nation Investors and you get into our educational platform, you're going to be provided with over 60 different educators that are earning no less than 6 figures to 7 figures in income and that have been trading in the Forex market at least 7+ years. So that, to me, getting information that's already been researched, so to me, that's the major difference. I mean, you really want a high risk, and I actually know people that have actually just, you know, irresponsibly just lost money just trying to wing it. But since I've been here for 2 years, by God's grace, my wife and I are full-time entrepreneurs, and I'm literally, we're trading and making income every single day within the market. So it has definitely been a blessing for our family. But that's the main difference. And Angel, that I definitely understand what you're saying. Well, if I can Google, I can just Google. Where usually when things are free, sometimes a lot of YouTube people, they'll have things hidden. Okay, we'll give you these videos for free, and then before you know it, in some cases you would have paid all this money in addition to what seemed free in the very beginning.
Gary asked, what steps do you take once they go through the course, once he goes through the course, and do you help them, you know, start the trade and with who? He says Ameritrade, etc.
Okay. So when you register for the course, and guys, for those of you all that are listening off the air, I will be honored to speak with you and give you more information. Thank you, Gary. Say his question again.
He wrote, what steps do you take after they finish, and then do you help them get started?
Yes. So when you first enroll, you're going to open what we call a demo account, DMO. We train all of our students to never start trading in the live market with their real capital until you at least spend 3 to 4 weeks going through the basic videos and really learning the basic terminology of the market. That demo account, of course, you cannot, you know, withdraw funds from a demo account. It's a demo account, right? It's a practice. It's like a monopoly money account. But after you spend about 3 to 4 weeks in demo, now our company, we don't give you any brokerage recommendations. Me personally, I use Hugo's Way. Hugo's Way has been great to my family. Hugo's Way, you can actually fund your account through Hugo's Way or whatever broker you choose. It's totally up to you. We're just going to provide you the education, the broker you select. So we don't trade or handle your money. That's the biggest thing. I want to answer that question. I can already hear it. We don't trade and we do not handle none of your money. You're only paying for the education. Okay. How much money you put in to your trading account? That's between you and your spouse or yourself.
So real quick, Carl, just to follow up with that quickly. So you don't make recommendations on what firm to go with. You know,
no.
He mentioned America. Wouldn't that, just playing advocate, does that put them at risk if they don't know where to go? You don't make any kind of recommendations of how how to begin?
I would just tell them, just Google Forex brokers. I leave it to the student to decide. I leave it to them to decide. Because this is the reality. As good as a particular broker has been to me personally, it's always a customer service potential concern. I don't care what broker you choose. You get what I'm saying? Someone says, oh, I got everything but $20 out of my Hugo's Way account, and I don't like them. Now it's, well, Carl told me to select FX Choice. No, I didn't tell you to select any broker. I told you to go with the broker that you decide to go with. And that really keeps just everything clear. So we're just providing the education so that whatever broker you do select, you have success. And we're even providing you tools called the harmonic scanner. The harmonic scanner, it actually scans the market, and it is a 90% accurate tool that allows you to have trading accuracy within the market. So you're only getting the education. The broker you select is your decision. How much money you fund your account with is totally up to you. There is, I think the minimum for most brokers is about $50 to $100, but it just depends on your broker. And when can you access funds? That's a broker conversation. Most brokers between 2 to 5 days.
If you're just joining us, folks, we're talking with Carl Wilkins, Jr., owner of Drip Nation Investors, here on the Bachelor News radio show. Before I let you go, Carl, how do people get started, and how can they reach you, and how can they ask questions via email?
Yes, as a matter of fact, is it okay if I give my office line up here?
Absolutely.
Okay, awesome. Guys, either when you text this particular number, either myself or my administrator, we will actually get back in contact with you within 24 to 72 hours, because we're pretty busy and enrolling a lot of students right now, but we will do our level best to get in contact with you in 24 to 72 hours. You can text the word Drip Nation to 757-632-7002, the word Drip Nation to 757-632-7002. The word Drip Nation to 757-632-7002. And we would love to get your questions answered. I'm super excited, man. I really appreciate ULA for the opportunity, and I hope I get invited back.
And what's the web address?
Yes, www.dripnationmovement.com. Yep, www.dripnationmovement.com.
And will they be able to find the same type of information? Can they kind of contact you that way? And if not,
now the text message system is for you to get more immediate contact with me and my administrative staff. Now, the dripnationmovement.com, that is a capture page, okay, which will capture your information for our staff to call you directly, okay? But there are testimonials under the capture page of individuals that have actually been making money trading through our education platform. So, yeah, we look forward to speaking with you.
Carl, we'll have you on again. Thank you for the information. I think it's very important, in particular, as we do go into the spring and summer weeks and months. We try to empower, educate, and enlighten. We try to do that all the time, but we get into investing and your health and different things to improve your life, basically, and your family's lives. So we want to make sure we keep in touch with you. We'll put that information on our website, too, as well. And thank you so much. God bless. You be well. We'll talk with you soon.
All right, LA. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Hey, good evening. Welcome to another edition of the